What's good, Skins fans? What's going on, y'all? Happy Labor Day to everybody. Shout out to the Washington Capitals. You already know DC Sports, DC over everything. You already know what it is. So news is that we just signed a defensive tackle, Treyvon Hester, who played for the Philadelphia Eagles. He was just waived, I want to say yesterday or something like that. Didn't make the team, of course. Didn't make the roster. Of course, we did sign Wendell Smallwood yesterday. So those are two former Philadelphia Eagles. So now we have the Eagles' offensive playbook, and now we have the Eagles' defensive playbook. So we have both playbooks on both sides. Jay Gruden is desperate. We already know what he's doing. Now, the Eagles have done this before. Remember when we cut quarterback Nate Sudfeld? The Eagles did pick up quarterback Nate Sudfeld after we released him. So the Eagles have done things like this before. The Redskins are not the only team that have done this. Of course, the Cowboys got Alfred Morris. Teams, they swap NFC East players all the time. So we're not the only guys that do this. It is just a little peculiar, of course, because it's before the first game of the season. Obviously, we all know that we play the Eagles in Philly. And it looks like Jay Gruden's just taking any little small thing, because we know Jay Gruden's fighting for his job. He's desperate right now. He's fighting for his job. So he's like, okay, we can take Smallwood. And actually, picking up Smallwood might not have just been because of stealing their offensive playbook. It might have been because if you're on Twitter, Phil Yates, who is an NFL insider, did say that multiple teams did put in a claim off waivers for Wendell Smallwood. It was the Colts, the Jaguars, and then I want to say the Cardinals as well. Now, the Cardinals, they put in a claim for about 16 players yesterday. I think they got 3 players off waivers. So they put in so many claims because the Cardinals, obviously, it goes by the worst record. Oh, the Jaguars. I think, did I say the Jaguars? The Jags, the Colts, and Titans, I think. All those 3 teams put in waivers. Phil Yates did say that Wendell Smallwood was the most popular player that was put on waivers yesterday, or the day of all those cuts, happened. So we did pick up a formidable player, Wendell Smallwood. Wendell Smallwood has produced in the league. He has done things. He hasn't put up big numbers, but he has returned a kickoff for a touchdown. He's had multiple touchdowns. He has actually contributed in major games for the Philadelphia Eagles. He might not have been their best running back by any means, but Wendell Smallwood actually did do things. Now, about Treyvon Hester, Treyvon Hester did play for the Raiders. I want to say his rookie year, he's 26 years old or something like that. He did play for the Raiders, played for the Eagles last year. He is the guy that blocked Cody Parkey's kick. Now, everybody wants to say Cody Parkey is awful. Cody Parkey is still a pretty bad kicker, but at the same time, Treyvon Hester is the reason why that kick went the other way. It went that way instead of going that way through the uprights. It was tipped by Treyvon Hester, so we do give him credit. That's another special teams guy that can block kicks, block the kick or something like that. That's going to be huge. We got some really good special teams guys now. Steven Sims Jr. with the kick returner, punt returner, and now we have a guy who potentially could block a lot of field goals or block it. If you can block 1 or 2 during the season, that's incredible. That's pretty darn good. So we'll see. That can mean a lot. You see how the Cowboys, when they missed that field goal at the end of the game when we won 20-17, that was huge. Special teams, it speaks volumes. It's bigger than what people give it. You got to give special teams more credit than what people really do. Another thing, there's another former Eagle who was cut. When were the cuts? Was that Sunday or Saturday? Whenever the cuts were made to make the $53 million to drop it from 90 to 53. Offensive lineman, his name is Stephan Wisniewski. I'm probably pronouncing his name wrong, but he is an offensive guard. Like I said, somebody said I was too hard on Eric Flowers. I don't know if you guys agree if I've been too hard on Eric Flowers. There's people who have been harder than me on Eric Flowers. I've actually went out and said that Eric Flowers has done a great job blocking the run and run blocking. I think he's done a great job. I actually give Eric Flowers an A. I give him an A on run blocking. I saw some guys where he was shoving guys, pancake blocking guys, getting guys out of the way. Now, his pass blocking gets about a D-, and there's a lot of people that will probably give him an F-. So I'm actually being nice. People saying I'm being a little too hard on Eric Flowers, but I'm actually being a little bit nice from the things that I've heard other people say about Eric Flowers. And like I said, I'm rooting for Eric Flowers. If you're on the Redskins, I'm rooting for you. I don't care who you are. I'm rooting for Case Keenum. I'd rather see Dwayne play, but like I said, I understand Dwayne needs to learn and get better and whatnot. But like I said, I'm rooting for Case Keenum, rooting for Colt McCoy. I rooted for Rex Grossman, Rex Grossman. I rooted for a lot of guys who weren't the most talented. Just because they're in a Redskins uniform, of course, I always got your back. Like I said, Josh Doxson, I'm happy he's gone. But while he was here, I was still cheering for him to do well. I wanted to see him do better each game. So, and actually, to talk about Josh Doxson is still a free agent. He still hasn't been picked up. So that kind of shows you what the league thinks about Josh Doxson. Mason Foster is still available as well. He hasn't been picked up. I think the Eagles, just to spite us and try to be funny, I think the Eagles might try to go off after Mason Foster. I don't know if the Eagles have another roster spot, but I think if they want to be spiteful, it is an NFC East rivalry. I wouldn't be surprised if in the next few days they do sign Mason Foster. They did sign Zach Brown. So like I said, if they want to be like, oh, the Redskins are signing former Eagles players, they did sign Zach Brown. So you can go back and forth on that. I don't really care. As long as we win the football game, that's all that really matters to me. So we'll see what happens on Sunday. An announcement, I'm going to try to go live for that game. I'm going to try to go live. I'm not going to make any guarantees. It is the first game of the season, so I'm going to try to go live and do reactions. There's probably going to be a lot of people in the stream because it is the first game of the season. Everybody's going to be hyped. It is a rivalry game, so it's probably going to be a very, very lit stream. So when I am in the stream, I will try to respond to everybody's comments, but it's going to be a lit stream. It's going to be, I already know it's going to be super, super lit. Like I said, it's an NFC East rivalry game. There's probably going to be a million other people going live as well, but it's going to be super lit. I can't wait for this game. It's going to be lit. Like I said, there's been some people who are saying we're going to get blown out, but like I said, I disagree. I highly disagree. I probably will. I don't know if I'm going to do a prediction video later this week or do a keys to victory or, things that I think we need to do to win, like 3 or 4 things, 3 or 4 things that I think will be huge pointers or huge things that will help us win this football game against the Philadelphia Eagles. So they're a good team. Like I said, I respect the Eagles. I respect them. I really respect the Eagles. I think they're a good team. They potentially could win the NFC East. They potentially could win the NFC Championship. I think they're that talented. Now, if they can stay healthy, that's the big question. We already know that. But like I said, I'm going to save all the analysis about the Eagles later on this week. Maybe Thursday or Friday, I will post something about that. But once again, happy Labor Day. If you have the day off, enjoy your day off, man. Definitely, man, because you know how work can be, man. Definitely. And for all the kids that are starting school tomorrow, I know there's a lot of kids already in school right now. Please be safe, study, do your work, especially college kids too, or the high school kids. Just be safe and do your work, man. Stay out the way, stay out of trouble, just do your work, man. Knowledge is power. All right, y'all. I don't want to be no teacher or teach y'all nothing. But, I just had to say that, because it's very important. Very important. All right, y'all. Hail to them Skins. Hail to them Wizards. Hail to them Caps, too, man. All right, y'all. Peace.